Coming up next is Indy News number 120. It's going to be an all-image Dynamite update. We're going to talk about Joe's Comics. It's back from the dead, and it's rocketing your way with count them, four brand new books. Also, we're going to talk about Masks over at Dynamite. It's the brand new series that's going to cross over a bunch of masked superheroes into one book. And we're also going to talk about the shadow and creative changes there. All that and more coming right up. Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month, because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.
This alley is the perfect place for Comic Book Man and Bo. Lots of indie comics to talk about and no law enforcement.
Out of sight, out of mind. Fair to say, we're out of our minds. Independent Comic Book News, episode 120. Gimme Smelter.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse.
Literally.
It's time for
Indy News!
Indy News, which is coming to you from here, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie.
Oh, you're still there?
Beautiful downtown Mount Green.
What?
Alternate Reality, where all my new comics, including all my indie comics, including all my Image and Dark Horse, or Dynamite comics, Dark Horse 2, Dynamite comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. Bo!
Yes?
Remember Joe's Comics over at Image?
Yes,
long
Rising
time
Stars,
ago.
Midnight Nation.
Right, exactly. Midnight Nation, Rising Stars. Those were hot books when those books first came
Rising
out.
Stars, man, that's huge.
And then Joe's Comics went away.
Wah.
Bo, whatever happened to Joe's Comics? It's called a lead.
Well,
It's
Joe...
called a lead. Whatever happened to Joe's Comics,
J.
Bo?
J. Michael Straczynski, he left to go work over at Marvel for Spider-Man. Then he left Marvel because he didn't like to do crossovers. He went over to work for DC.
Yes.
And now he's doing graphic novels for DC, but he's not doing any monthly book. And so he figured it was time for him to get back into Joe's Comics. And so he's coming back, and these books will all be seen at Image. Now, there's 4 projects already announced. There's Sidekick, which will be drawn by Jerry Ordway. It's about a sidekick having to fight a crime alone. There's Falling Angel from Dan Brereton, who's got about a young woman given powers by a dying villain. 10 grand about an immortal cop who can only officially die for 1 minute at a time, and in that 1 minute in which he dies, he can see his late wife and talk to her, then he goes back to being immortal again. And Guardians, about a murder mystery about seeing the world of superheroes from the ground up. Now, these are all comic projects. Yes. Joe's Comics also involves some TV shows. He's got some stuff going on at Stars. He's got some web comics going on. So he's just turning his small thing, because it was just 2 comics before, into this big, huge, mega event thing.
Now, as I remember, Joe's Comics once upon a time had big problems with Image Comics.
It had serious problems with Image.
Serious problems with Image Comics, which is why books like Midnight Nation and, what was the other one?
Rising Stars?
Rising Stars. Rising Stars specifically.
This Comic Book Man is not getting any younger, folks. Rising
None of
Stars,
us are.
that's why they went off the rails as far as shipping goes. All those problems are taken care of?
All those problems are taken care of because
everybody's hugged and kissed?
These books will not come out of the regular part. They'll come out of Image Central, which is run by Jim Valentino, and he was having his problems with Mark Silvestri because Top Cow was actually publishing them through Image.
Okay.
But they've made up too. They're cool.
Okay, next up is Dynamite. Dynamite Comics. There's going to be doing a crossover book, a great big crossover book called Masks. And Masks will include a bunch of characters that Dynamite is currently publishing. Characters like...
Well, everyone who wears a mask. The Shadow.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. Zorro, even though this is set in the present.
Well, no, I thought it was set in the 40s.
No, it's set in the 40s, but Zorro at the point in the 40s is dead. Don Diego is about like 85 years old at that point.
Maybe they'll bring him through the time stream.
There's Chris Robertson, the guy who's working on Ferris. He's found a way to introduce Zorro in there, but the Spider will be in there and a whole bunch of stuff.
Spider, Shadow, Green Hornet,
Kato,
Zorro, like you just said. And Alex Ross.
Alex Ross is going to be painting the first issue of this 8-issue limited series,
which he hasn't done in forever.
Which he hasn't.
The whole book?
No, he's just the first issue.
Oh, well, but I mean the whole.
Yeah, he's going to paint the entire first issue.
Well, of course he's going to do covers.
He's going to do covers for all the rest of them. There's going to be a bunch of variant covers.
Well, don't expect it for about 2 years.
Dynamite no, apparently it starts in November. This thing's done.
No, he's just doing the first issue.
He's
then
just
after
doing
that,
one
someone
issue.
else. Who's going to take over after the second issue?
They haven't exactly announced who it is, but it's probably someone in the pantheon of the Dynamite folks. And like I said, it's being written by Chris Robertson, who left DC because he got upset about creators' rights. But he said, I can still do other stuff.
Yeah.
That prickly bunch. They get upset over little things.
Writers are sensitive.
I guess.
One of the folks that we mentioned that's going to be in Mask is, of course, Shadow. The Shadow. That's
show.
one of the characters in Mask, and
Can you actually consider a scarf a mask?
Sure. It covers his face. But over in his own book, which is written by Garth Ennis, there's going to be some changes coming up.
Well, Garth Ennis leaves the book with issue number 6. X-Men's Victor Gischler, who's also writing the Spike limited series for Dark Horse, is going to take over the book starting with issue number 7. Issue number 7 will be guest drawn by Jack Herbert, but Aaron Campbell... Bear, actually, as in Bobby A. Bear. But Aaron Campbell will return to the book starting with issue number 8. And Gischler said that his first arc on this thing will deal with the mystical part of the Shadow's nature.
He has the ability
to
cloud men's minds.
And we're going to find out exactly how he can do that and whether or not that screws him up.
Of course, the question I have is, can he cloud women's minds? He can cloud men's minds, but can he cloud women's minds?
Well, doesn't he have a girlfriend?
Or are their minds too cloudy already?
Doesn't he have a girlfriend?
How about chickens? Can he cloud a chicken's mind?
Well, chickens are easy to fool. So
Make him think he's a duck.
Yes.
You are a chicken!
There you go.
And that's it! We're done. We're finished around here. We got no more indie news. But
we have chickens, though.
Go to the store's website. Check out all the indie news this man sends me. I post up there. Bo!
Yes? Sarah? Tell these fine folks exactly where the website is and what they should be doing.
Mr. Bookpasser.
Just follow, just follow the lead.
You left him alone, and now he'll never stop.
Okay, I'm done. I'm finished. Well, you left. I'm done.
Wow.
YouTube Microthon is the thickest skulls in webcasting. www.myalternatereality.com.
So, stop off at the store's website and check out all the news that Bo sends me that I post up there. Until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
This is Bo!
That's Bo saying bye!
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.